I don't even know why I would make a video like that. No, I really don't know what we would even talk about. Yeah, it's uncomfortable. And yeah, I don't want to do that. All right. Hey, what's up, everyone? Coach Kyle with Kenny Try Training here. Today's video, we're going to open up on a pretty uncomfortable topic, something I don't really like talking about, something that's a little bit difficult for me to talk about. I don't really share this with a lot of people, but yet I'm posting it on the internet. But hopefully this brings some awareness, and hopefully it kind of spreads some love to some of the people out there struggling. But we're going to be talking about eating disorders. All right. So again, I don't want to make this too lengthy, but I guess we can kick it off with a little bit of my experience. So, quick snapshot. I was a big kid growing up. I was big bone. I was heavy set. In my early teens, I wanted to become a skater. Quickly noticed that all the skate kids were very thin, and I wasn't. I was kind of just big and chubby uh, which I guess led me into an eating disorder. So at one point, I found out that you could basically stick two fingers down your throat and then make yourself throw up, and that's going to make you skinny. So I pretty much started doing that on like my 14th or 15th birthday. And it was just instant. Like I was hooked, addicted. I couldn't stop from that point. So I pretty much went full in, full send into bulimia from a very early age. I also, I guess I was anorexic for a while there too. I would do like, I basically would just starve myself until I felt like noticeably lightheaded around like middle school or high school when I was just walking around each day. And again, the comparison to all my friends and the like my peers and other students and stuff like that and how thin they were, I was just obsessed with the comparison. And it just never really stopped. Over the years, I learned that eating disorders are very much a control thing. And as a kid, as a teenager, you don't really have a lot of control over your life, but your brain's starting to develop more, and then you're starting to get more of a grasp on like your priorities and things you like. So it for me, 100% was a big control thing, and I guess just a comparison of being, a bigger kid, and all my friends, other students, all these skater kids were all thin and stuff like that. They didn't have any bellies. So again, I progressed heavily with bulimia. That was my big go-to. I would go into the kitchen after school in my home when I was back in Southern California, and I would eat. I kid you not, I probably would eat 4 to 5,000 calories. And then within that hour, within that window, I would be in the bathroom. I would cup my belly, I would cup my gut, and then I would project all the freaking food I just ate. And it was intense. I got so bad, I would do that to the point like 3, 4 times a day. And then after I did it, I would go for a run or something like that. Something just so far mentally unhealthy. At one point, uh, I hit it very well, but at one point, I guess, the bathrooms smelled really bad from all the bile coming up. So I think my parents started to catch on, and then we lined up some therapy. So therapy, it's helped a lot of people. No issues there. I got no problem against therapy. Personally, it didn't work for me. When I was in therapy, I was a 16-year-old male. I was a big male kid, right? So I have hormones, and I was the only male in about a group of 9 other females. And it was group therapy, and all these females had eating disorders, and a lot of them were suicidal. So, I mean, it was very uncomfortable, right? So I was so confused that I didn't know what to do really, like why I was there. I just knew it was really sad. I knew these girls were really thin. I knew I was starting to get really thin. I remember meeting one on one with a couple different therapists, and they we would sit in a therapy room, just me and a doctor, for like an hour, and there would be very little talk. So why do you think, Kyle, that you're making yourself do this? I don't know, dude. That's why I'm here. So therapy, again, it's helped hundreds, or millions for sure, but it never really helped me specifically or in particular. So over the years, I had this habit, right? So I'm still bulimic, right? I'm still this 16, 17-year-old bulimic kid. And then, I mean, next thing you know, I'm enlisted for the Marines. So, I mean, at Marine Corps boot camp, that option to do something like that goes away pretty quickly. But it's like I almost you're when you're at boot camp, you're like getting this sort of kind of funky brainwash where you're living their reality, where you're not living your own reality. Um, so those 3 months at boot camp, the ability to go into my kitchen and eat as much food as I can and throw it up wasn't really an option anymore. So again, that was just like a quick, switch where it was just no longer available to me, where I would have like after high school, where I would have like 6 hours to kill and I would just be sitting around uncomfortable with the food. The reason why I'm making this video right now is really just to spread awareness. Some of the statistics in the beginning of the video, I didn't even know about. I didn't know that, eating disorders are the second most second worst mental health illness, second behind opiate. And think about how addictive like things like heroin are. So with me, that was the same thing. It was like I got so addicted to doing it that there was no way I could stop for so long. And God, I tell you, I must have been doing it for years. So, anyways, quick snapshot after boot camp. Kind of move on with your training and stuff like that. It lingered in my back pocket in my mind, kind of throwing up and stuff like that. But I never really got back into it full swing until I got out of the Marines. So once I got out of the Marines, I started to deal with like some more mental health stuff. I guess like a little bit of suicide tendencies, and then that kind of led me right down the rabbit hole to doing exactly what I did 4 years ago when I was 15 or 16 in high school. So over time, honestly, what has helped me the most is the recognition that it's come or that it's a control thing. That it has heavily to do with a lot of like body dysmorphia. Kind of like your upbringing, the kids who made fun of you growing up that you were like big or overweight, or little tidbits that have been said about anything. So it's a very sensitive topic, and most individuals with an eating disorder are very good at hiding it. So again, all I'm trying to do with this video is just spread awareness, to make it known. If you know someone, or if you yourself are just struggling with some of these issues, all you can kind of do is ask for help, weather the storm, realize that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and kind of start day by day, just a little bit better each day. That goes with a lot of my personal training videos, my fitness videos, is we aim to get better just a little bit day by day. So with me over the years, it's kind of come I've found that healthy balance with fitness and becoming a personal trainer, and that's what I do right now. So making that my career, I do think was a good move from a mental health side of things. However, it's not like those issues just I've like forgot about them at all. They're still present. I'm making this video. I mean, we're talking 15 years later. I still think about this stuff all the flipping time. I still have issues heavily with body dysmorphia. Most people do. And if, especially working in the fitness industry, the comparison of bodies and seeing different aesthetics and all that stuff, it's very in your face all the time. Mirrors, lighting, shirtless pictures, things like that. Uh, anyways, all I can say again is I hope this brings a little bit of awareness. I just wanted to get some statistics out there, share a little bit of my experience, and honestly, it was horrific. Thinking back on it, I don't recognize the individual that went through a lot of this stuff. I don't remember that kid who would go into his pantry and I would do this. I would do Eggo waffles. I would put them in the toaster. I'd get them out. I'd just rip it with peanut butter, a whole bunch of peanut butter, and then I'd put a whole bunch of butter on top of the peanut butter. I'd hit it with some chocolate chips, and then I'd hit it with some syrup. So we're talking 2,500, 3,000 calories right there. I would eat all of that. I'd probably eat 4 or 5 of them, and then I would eat some like ice cream or something, and then I would sit there and I would eat, in my brain tell myself there was absolutely no way I'm gonna let all these calories sit in my belly. Off to the bathroom, and my hands are in my gut, and I'm basically pushing my stomach up to make sure all the food goes back out. And again, the repetition of it was absolutely insane. So I'm 100% I like supportive of individuals who need the help. Therapy, again, has helped a lot. Personally, I found my path through kind of fitness and nutrition and working in that industry. But again, I hope this can kind of spread some awareness out there. I hope it's not, kind of dull or boring for anyone. And, feel free to pass it along to others who are currently struggling. You can always reach out to me if you want to just chit chat about whatever. So yeah, again, there we go. That's all I got for you. Have a good day.